Hello everybody. Um, Sorry it's been a few days or maybe almost a week since I last made a video of my restringing my guitar. Had a memory card issue and had to figure out some things. But we're back, got it all figured out. We're going to pick up where we left off. And where we left off was I was polishing all the frets and got all those nice and shiny. I put some linseed oil on the fretboard. That's all looking good. Now we're going to put the other stuff back on. We'll show you that here in just a moment. So here we go. Here's where we are, and these are all the things that we have to put back on. Got to put the bridge back on, and the springs that you see right there. That's going to go on the underside of the body. We need to put the saddles back in the bridge. That's what's going to hold the strings in place. The back plate. Here's the little Ziploc bag of the saddles and other things. Screws to hold on the back plate cover. And here's our strings that we're going to be putting on. So, without any further ado, let's zoom in to where we're going to start off here, or to continue. Well, we're going to continue with the bridge, because that's the most important part. Right over here. And that is going to set right in here, just like so. Now, it's very loose and it's probably going to even fall out, but it should be up like that, you know, when all the strings are back in place. And it will. So, move some other things out of the way. We're going to put on our springs now. The springs are actually going to keep the bridge from going all over the place. And this is not always as easy as it may seem. We have to this is the difficult part right here. Getting this to stay in place. Okay. Okay, once we get one of them in, then the rest should be Okay, there we go. Can get the others. Whoa. Okay, and one more. There we go. And I will zoom in for you so you can see just what I did. I put the springs on that steel block that you can see. See that right there? I put the springs from that thing that looks like teeth, and that's what's holding the bridge in place. Okay. So now we will turn it back over. Make sure that, okay. A little bit of a perfectionist here. I just want all the springs to match. That's all. Not that it's a big deal, but it is to me. Okay. Right. So we don't need to use all the springs for this. Some guitarists, they don't even bother using the the bar. They'll put like a block of wood in here. Okay, here we go. So now you can see that our you can see how it's sunk all the way down into the body, and how the bar is way up in the air. Well, that's from the springs. The springs are actually doing that. But when the strings go back, when it's strung back up, it'll that bar will level itself out. So, and what we need to do is take out all these need to take out all these saddles. Need to put the saddles back in, actually. Because they all came out. they all came out of these little spaces here. And it's a little hard to see, but they go in straight down, like if you can see that's what it looks like, but it's gonna go in like that, straight up and down instead of sideways. And there's like a little indentation, if you can see. That's where the nuts, or little pins, are gonna secure against the strings. So the little screw's going to go on this side, and the strings will be on the other side, holding the string in place. But before I even put the strings in there, I'm going to have to cut off the ends of the strings, because they have little roller balls on the ends. And normally you wouldn't take off, you wouldn't cut those little ball ends off. But in this case, since there's no place to put the, no other way to keep those in there. They're not going to fit in there. So we need to cut off the little ball ends of the strings. So, how is everybody handling all this snow that we're, experiencing? I was lucky enough to be able to go to the CVS today and fill a new prescription, that my doctor gave me. So the other day, Thursday, I went to see my doctor, for a follow-up visit, and other than being a little overweight, he says I'm in pretty good shape, but I do have slightly high blood pressure. And I told him, oh wow, that's kind of strange, because my dad has a little bit of high blood pressure. I don't know if it runs in the family. Hope not. But he said that he's going to prescribe me a light dose of blood pressure medication. So, otherwise, I'm pretty good, with the doctor and everything. So, and I don't even, enalapril, I think the medication is. It's a blood pressure medication. So, yeah, the roads over here in Schaumburg, they were pretty good, I guess. And on some roads they were okay, and other roads they were not so okay. And it's just a matter of getting the plows out there, and you know. So now we have our saddles in where they're supposed to be, right in here, and the strings, like I said, I have to cut off the ball ends in order to get them to fit right in front here. So we will do that. We're gonna use our GHS Boomers number 9s, 009 to 42. This will probably be the first time that I've changed the strings since I put this whole thing together. At that time, I wasn't even sure what to do on I wired everything up, but I wasn't quite sure how to string it up, and I thought, okay, don't know what I'm doing, so I'll take it, to, I think it was Guitar Center. I took it to, and they finished it up for me. But I've learned a little bit. Let's see, these are the GBXLs, and let's see, here we go. Oh wait, GBXL. Okay, so, and what I like to do is, even before I open up these, packages of strings, I like to look on the back here. If you can see, there's a little chart of where each string is supposed to go. Like the number 9, that would be the first string. That would be the high E, and you can see, because it's very, very thin. And here's that ball end that I was telling you about. It looks like it's gold. That's the ball end that I have to cut off, and then put the other part into the front of the saddle. So I like to mark these as like where they're gonna go, and I generally like to start with the 6th string and work my way towards the high E, first string. But I think in this case, what I'm gonna have to do is do 1 string, and then the outer, like the low E, and then the high E, and then do the 5th string. Let's see if I can zoom out. Here we go. And There we go. So as I was saying, I like to work from the 6th string, the low E, all the way to the high E, which is the 1st string. But in this case, it's we have a tremolo, and the strings are actually going to level out the whole thing, the whole bridge. So I'm going to have to do this a little differently. I'm going to have to work from the low E, and then the high E, and then the A, which is number 5, and then the B, which is number 2, D, which is number 4, and then G, which is number 3. So that's the way I'm going to have to do this. But I like, as I said again, I like to mark the strings where they're going to be going. So I will do that. Let's mark these with red. So the number 9, have to find this in the chart again. GBXL, the number 9, which is the one we're looking at. That's the 1st string, so that's number 1. Show you what we're doing here. Okay. So that's number 1. And number 11, which is the next one, that's going to be the 2nd string. 2nd string. Number 6016 is the 3rd string. Number 24. Right? Number 24 is the 4th string. And see, number 32, that's this one, that's the 5th string. And last but not least, number 42 is the 6th string. Okay, so now we don't have to squint and try to refer to the chart every time now. I've got all of them numbered, all the packs numbered. And, okay. Let's see. I heard somebody try to text me. Who was it? I think that was the wife. Let's see. Oh, well, she just said she's getting tired of the cold. Yeah, well, I think we all are. Yep. Okay. So, need to find something to cut these strings with now. Okay. it's great to be prepared, you know. It's great to have everything at hand when you need it. Okay. And we're back. Had to grab some cutters. Once we get this all strung up, then we can get it up to pitch, and hopefully, you know, the intonation is right on, so we don't have to mess with that. You know, because there's other, you know, these if you can see here, these screws, those are to tune. I believe those are to tune, or maybe to intonate. It's either these or these black ones. Now these, well, to intonate, these are fine tuners down here. These black screws here, if you can see. Under here, these are these, you know, black screws here. Those are fine tuners, and these gold screws on top hold them in place. These will actually hold the strings, you know, in place. So, I believe these screws are to intonate, and it moves these, you know, the saddles forward or back. So they say once you have it, you know, intonated, you know, the way you want it, there's really no need to use the, you know, the regular tuners. You know, the headstock tuners, because those are locking in place. Okay, got some cutters and cut these little ball ends off. Okay. So just snipped off the end, if you can see. So we're going to put that down into here. And probably should put something underneath. What can I put underneath there? Ah, there we go. That would work. Mhm. Okay. Okay. And we'll go after the first string now. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut off that little ball end. And then we're going to feed the string the same way in front of the saddle.